What makes people do what they know is wrong? Why do we break moral rules even when we believe in them? Let's explore the psychology of sin, how it forms, why it tempts us, and what it reveals about human nature. Sin is often defined as a violation of moral or divine law. But behind the religious and cultural definitions lies a psychological story about guilt, desire, conflict, and identity. Whether you're religious or not, you probably have a sense of right and wrong, a moral compass shaped by your upbringing, society, or beliefs. When you violate that compass, psychologists call it moral dissonance. It's a clash between who we are and what we believe we should be. So why do people sin? Why do we lie, cheat, steal, or betray? One reason is impulse. The human brain is wired for reward seeking. Temptation feels good in the moment, even if we know it leads to regret later. Another factor is rationalization. People often justify sin through mental tricks. I deserve this. Everyone does it. This one time doesn't count. These cognitive distortions help us silence guilt, at least temporarily. Some sin comes from peer pressure or fear of exclusion. We may go against our values to fit in, impress others, or avoid punishment. Psychology shows that social belonging often overrides personal morality. Then there's the shadow self, a term from Carl Jung, referring to the darker parts of our personality we hide or deny. Sometimes sin is the shadow breaking through, a part of us seeking expression, even in destructive ways. Fun facts. Neuroscience shows that guilt activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for moral judgment. Studies suggest that people who regularly suppress sinful thoughts are actually more likely to act on them. In one study, people who cheated in a game often convinced themselves they had played fairly, just to protect their self-image. The forbidden fruit effect is real. When something is off limits, it often becomes more psychologically desirable. Even toddlers show early signs of guilt, suggesting that moral awareness begins at a very young age. Religions around the world offer different lists of sins: the 7 deadly sins, the 10 commandments, karmic violations. But psychologists see these systems as ways to create social order and internal accountability. Sin, then, is not just about breaking rules, it's about breaking trust with ourselves, with others, and sometimes with the divine. But here's the twist. Sin is also about being human. To struggle, to fail, to fall short of ideals, it's part of the human condition. The key is not to become perfect, but to become aware, to understand why we fall and how we can choose better next time. So the next time you feel guilt, ask not just, what did I do wrong, but also, what was I trying to fulfill? The psychology of sin isn't just about shame, it's about self-discovery. Subscribe to Favio Fun Facts for more deep dives into the mind, morality, and the human experience.